People sometimes ask me, Jimmy, how come you moved from Phoenix? What's it like living in the Golden Corridor? What's life like in Pinal County? So, since we are one of the fastest growing counties in the United States, I wanted to make a quick little video and just tell people from around the country, what is it like living in the desert, in the rural parts of Pinal County. Pinal County is just below Phoenix, just south of Maricopa County. We include the cities of Apache Junction, Casa Grande, where I live, Coolidge, it's a really cool place, Eloy, Maricopa, Florence, Mammoth, and Marana. Also Queen Creek, which is partially in Maricopa, Superior, and Winkleman. I'll tell you what I love about living down here. I love the wide open spaces. I love not spending my life in traffic. I love the clean air. In Phoenix, you have an air inversion in the wintertime, which kind of traps the dirty air. And I was having respiratory issues. And when I moved down here, I think I was down here 48 hours and all of my respiratory issues cleared. And we have a ton of open space. A block from my house, I live in a subdivision, but just one block down from my subdivision is a large, like, it looks like it's going to be a construction area. Like, I think in 2006 and 7 they started building houses there, and then it was left. So I have this huge recreational area one block from my house where I can go and release my dogs and walk and hike and mountain bike. And they take four-wheelers up there. And, some certain parts of the season, you'll see hunters up there. There's a utility road that's used to maintain the power, where the power lines are. And they're buried underground, the power lines. But anyway, there's some tremendous off-roading, hiking, exploring opportunities. You'll find those giant cacti that are a couple hundred years old that, I'm sure each and every one of them have a story to tell. And another thing I like about this place is that it has, like Casa Grande, Florence, they were cities before the development began. So when you're in and around Phoenix, you're going to see a lot of master plan communities, see a lot of, Circle K's, nail salons, strip malls. It's a lot of big box, like, I don't know, I don't want to like disparage it. I lived there for 20 years. I raised my kids there, but it's like, what I liked about Casa Grande is it's like a real city. It's been here for, 170, 80 years. The rail line ended right near here. And 10 people got off the train one time and walked off into the desert, and that was the beginning of Casa Grande. Florence is a really neat little town with a historic center and a historic downtown area where you can walk shops and restaurants and stop and have a drink. I had a hard time finding some really great pictures of Florence. I think this is it. Oh, this is downtown Casa Grande. Anyway, I've got some downtown here. Here's a picture of downtown Florence. It's not the best one, but it's a really neat area that's walkable, people friendly. There's neat places in Florence, the River Bottom Grill, where you can go sit down, listen to live music, and it's like casual, down to earth. It's not hoity toity. You could sit down at somebody else's table and they'll talk to you. I love that about these little towns. Well, they're not little, but in relationship to Phoenix, they're little. Another thing that I love is I love hiking, and I've caught the bug. Pinal County has mountains that are up over 7,500 feet in the north part of the of the county bordering Gila County. There's also Flatiron, the Superstition Mountains are near here. I love the Superstition Mountains. And I went hiking up there with a local group from Coolidge. They're really cool, and we hiked up to the Wave Cave. It's about a 3.5 mile hike off the Peralta Trail, and there's this geological formation inside the cave that looks like a wave. Here it is, and it was a great hike and beautiful views and the scenery and the fauna and the it's just pristine and untouched and gorgeous. And I would highly recommend hiking this area in March and April. You're going to catch the wildflower flowers blooming. I might have some more pictures in here, but phenomenal hiking in the Superstition Mountains and other places as well. This right here is a hike that I took up Picacho Peak with the same group. We almost made it to the top. We kind of got cramped up with about a tenth of a mile to go. It's kind of hairy. I mean, you're right on the edge, and it drops down. It seems like it drops down a couple thousand feet. Here's the view of the of Mount Picacho. I was hiking up Picacho Peak, which is across the way, and it was quite an intense, straight up, as you can see, very challenging a way to spend a morning. And I definitely look forward to conquering this in the next season. It's a little bit hot right now. Some other things that I really love about these hiking areas. Santan, let me see, what is that called again? Santan Mountain Regional Park is a phenomenal hiking area with beginner trails. I mean, you can do really short hikes or you can do longer hikes. It's for real. I mean, watch the snakes. I mean, you're in the desert. And I did a 7.5 mile hike up here and a 3 mile hike, and there's a moonlight trail that you can do at nighttime, and it's easy parking. You feel safe and comfortable up there, and it's easy to navigate. The trails are well marked, and just one of my favorite places in Pinal County to hike. The city of Queen Creek is partially in Maricopa County, partially in Pinal County, and it's pretty close to this national park here. Downtown Casa Grande is a historic town as well. We have a neon sign park. Somebody collected and rehabilitated a bunch of historic old neon signs from around the state, so you can get a good little crash course in history at the neon sign park, and you can walk around the downtown area, with shops. And I like they have a street fair and car show. There's some art events, art shows, different events during the year. They have a 4th of July parade. Man, they take this stuff really seriously down here. Like, the people will go up in the morning time and they'll set up, chairs, and then somebody from the group will sit there all day and hold the chairs, and then everybody comes at nighttime, and then they get to have their seats in the front and see the parade. And it's a really, I love the sense of community. I grew up in a little town back east in New England, and 20 years in Phoenix, it was cool and everything, but it's just like big box after big box. Everything looks the same, the houses look the same. And I come down here and it's unique, it's historic. There's there's historical places that you can see. Like, this is a prehistoric Casa Grande, the big house, the national monument. This is in Coolidge, which is just down the road from where I live in Casa Grande. And this is like a 1,500-year-old structure. It's a city. So this area may have had maybe a couple 100,000 4,000 Native American residents back, 1,500, 1,000 years ago. And they've built the roof over the structure, to protect it from the rain and further erosion. But you can walk this whole area and you could see the mounds and the trails. And there are these holes they've built in the walls that line up with different astronomical events, like an eclipse or the moon at certain time of the year can be seen through these little portals that they built in the rocks. These people were really advanced. I mean, it was an advanced civilization. It's quite interesting. There's a museum over there. It's free. You can go down to it, to Coolidge, right before you get to the town. Take a right into the National Monument, and the museum has a movie that plays every 30 minutes. It's air conditioned inside, and then there's a nice outdoor area where you can walk around, and it's free, and it's great. I also enjoy the I like gardening. I love the agricultural components, features that we have down here, the farmers markets, the greenhouses that you can go to. And it just reminds me of the old town, the old places. Like I lived in the little town back east, so a lot of character here. And it's an adventure. I encourage you to get off the beaten trail and explore some of these areas and their towns and their nightlife and their food. And we are growing. Like we have a lot of factories are moving here. There's several large ones that are under construction. I'm not going to go down the list and name them all, but I'll do another video about the economic development that's going on here. And I'll tell you, I moved to Arizona in 1996. I moved to South Phoenix, like between like Phoenix and Chandler, and it was a lot like this is now, before it was all built up. And so it's kind of like going back in time. And it's a place where I plan to live out my days. And if anybody would like to correspond with me, join my Facebook group. I invite you to join my Substack. I'm going to link it below. I've created the Pinal County Neighborhood Connection, where I'm going to be posting videos and articles about this awesome area in which we live. So people from around I notice in the local Facebook groups, a lot of people come in and they say, "Hey, we're looking forward to moving here in 6 months." And you know how Facebook is, with the kind of a lack of civility, and it's kind of, it's not the best element. And I see these people come in, they're so happy to come here, and they get slimed with all this negativity. And I'm just like, there's got to be a better way of showing people that are going to be moving here, and there's thousands of houses being built all over Pinal County. We were for many years one of the top 10 fastest growing counties in the United States. I think we're 19 now. We will be in the top 10 again. This area is really going to fire up. And I just wanted people to see some of the positive aspects without all the stuff that goes on Facebook. So that's all I have to say. I'm James Ventura. Drop me a line. Please subscribe to my Substack. I'd love to correspond with you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by and watching my video.